Is it time to stop talking about Amber Heard? A lot of people seem to think it is, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think it's time to move on yet. But first, welcome to Adventure First. My name is Alex, and remember, in order to venture deeper, one must venture first, and that's exactly what I'm here to do today. Without further ado, let's just get into this. So there's been a swarm of people saying that it is definitely time to stop talking about Amber Heard, and conversely, it is time to stop talking about Johnny Depp. Well, the reason that I don't think it's time to move on is because we are like goldfish, and unfortunately, if we stop talking about them, they leave our brains, and she gets to move on with her life. So here's the first main big reason why I believe we should not stop talking about this. Well, the issue is that the one who may not be named, the defendant, well, I guess I'll say her name, Amber Heard, says she stands by every word in her testimony in the defamation trial. So even though there's been finders of facts, the jury, the judge, the court of Virginia, they have found her to be defamatory. She lied. She potentially created a hoax. We will see when that appeal comes along. But she stands by all of these words, even if they are not truthful. So if you are going to let a person run around and continue to spew these facts that she claims to be facts, we have to be there to combat it every step of the way. And that leads me into my next point. So usually a news story lasts about 7 days if we're talking about mainstream media. Well, here's the issue with that. The issue is that we have been fighting for truth, we've been fighting for what's right for months now. And in order to keep that going, we must keep the conversation going. So if we let this die, we let the wrongdoings go and people forget about what really happened. So in my opinion, what we need to do is continue talking about this every time there is a misstep, every time new evidence comes to light, every time a lie is brought to light, every interview, everything that either of these two people do, whether it's right or wrong, needs to continue to be talked about so that we can keep this real story, the real information in the eyes of the people. The mainstream media took away the truth, the people took it back, and we need to keep that going. If we don't, the media machine that is still backing Amber Heard to this day is going to win. And if we ever want to take back control of the truth, we have to be the ones that dictate what we talk about and spread the truth behind those topics. And here's the deal, since we do move on so fast from these news stories, there is going to be a drove of people from a certain camp that wants us to stop talking about this, because once we stop talking about this, the negativity behind a certain person kind of gets forgot about. Here's a tweet from the Umbrella Guy, which kind of backs what I was thinking before I even saw this, so this is a really interesting take. He said, "Just ran across what looks like an Amber Heard simp running 3 to 5 Johnny Depp supporter accounts. They keep saying stop talking about Amber Heard, framing it like a Depp supporter when it's actually them trying to take Heard off the hook. Interesting. Loads of brand new accounts, followed by no one I know, doing a lot of deflection for Amber Heard." That is exactly what's happening. They want to let her off the hook. They want her off the hook. So if we quit talking about this, subsequently, we let her off the hook. And we cannot do that if we want to keep fighting for truth, if we want to keep fighting for justice. We have to hold these people accountable for everything they do, especially involving the same case that we are talking about. And if you want to get scientific about this, I'm going to bring up something called Knowles' Law. The conclusion of Knowles' Law in media accuracy states, everything you read in the newspaper is absolutely true except for the rare story of which you happen to have first-hand knowledge. Why is that important here? Well, when mainstream media gets a hold of these stories, they twist it. They misconstrue the facts. They portray facts that may not actually be facts, but they portray them as facts so people to believe them as facts. Does that make sense? If that's confusing, let me break this down. They take whatever story they want to be fact, and they portray it that it is fact even if it isn't fact. Right? And that means that the majority of people who trust a news outlet to be the finder of fact, investigative journalism, will accept it as fact without ever doing any fact checking. Are you getting annoyed of the word fact yet? Because I sure am. Here's the deal. The truth is only the truth if we can prove what the truth is. And that is what this trial did. This trial gave us a lot of talking points, a lot of ammo towards fake. It gave us a lot of ammo towards falseness and what comes from the mainstream media as truth. It gave us direct ammunition to combat that and say, hey, you guys are not telling the whole truth here. Here is the real truth. We have firsthand knowledge. We watched this 6-week trial. We understand what's going on here. Why are you still doing this? Well, the reason they are still doing it is because, one, it's getting clicks, and two, people are still believing it. So if people are still believing facts that aren't facts because they are saying they are facts, even though there was a court case to determine that those weren't facts, there's an issue there, and if we stop talking about this, we give them control of the narrative back. And to make a final point is, people usually don't have the resources to fact check media. In this certain case, and in these cases coming up, We absolutely do, which is a rare vantage point from independent journalists, independent content creators, independent lawyers who are legal commentators. We have the rare vantage point that we have these facts displayed right in front of us that we can combat these narratives. And if we want to hold on to this, if we want to hold them accountable, if we want to be able to push truth back into the mainstream media, we have to continue talking about this. I know it gets annoying, I know it gets repetitive, I know it seems like it will never end, it seems like everybody is doing this for clicks, and there are a certain amount of people that are, but the truth is, a lot of us are fighting for the truth, and if we let this go, if we stop talking about this, the truth loses. And that is my final point, is that we cannot let the truth lose. If you guys agree, please leave a like on this video, please talk to me in the comment section, and if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it immensely. Remember, in order to venture deeper, one must venture first, and that's exactly what I'm here to do today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Until next time, thank you.